Hello, beautiful tribe. This is Emily Potter, the director of the Lightworker Musicians Tribe and the Million Kisses Foundation. This was a question that came up in our tribe, and I just did a little meditation before pushing the live button because I really want to connect with those who are ready to hear what I'm about to say to you in answering this question. Do you dream of supporting yourself financially through music, but you have no idea how to find that path? I'm going to share with you that I'm in a very grounded place in answering that question with my own personal experience. And I say that because you get to filter through who you want to listen to in answering this question, because you're going to find so many different answers to this question that I really bless your journey to know who to listen to. At this time, you have chosen to listen to me for the next several minutes. And so I'm going to give you my own experience and my own connective downloads of information. This is one of my most passionate things to talk about because this is the place where we feel most stuck as a tribe. This is the main reason why you are not fully being your potential as a lightworker musician, because many of you don't know how to answer this question. So let me just share with you my own offering, and then I get to trust you in your ability to run it through your own heart's filter. See if it feels good. If it doesn't, you're going to throw it away. For those of you who are connected and ready to go the distance with what I'm going to share, then please stay tuned, because what I'm about to say is actually not for everyone. Not at all. And I am very keenly aware of that. So here we go. The first thing I want to say to you is that the old systems, the financial institutions are crumbling. This is my own experience. This is my own tapping in and knowingness. The old ways, that means that a lot of the ways that you might have been able to answer this question do not apply anymore, because we're actually at the very leading, cutting edge of a new way of being. And old systems do not have the same power that they did. They have not yet wanted you to know that. They still want you to be in that place of not knowing that. But I want you to know that this is my experience. The old systems, anything that has anything to do with taking away your creative powers, is crumbling. That means that anything that makes you feel like you're a robot and having to stay in line and having to give the right answers for this reward and having everything in order in this robotic way is crumbling. And do you know who's doing that? We are. You are. You waking up, me waking up, is making it so that we are not interested in that system any longer. Now, we're going to take and harness the best of those systems and blessings on the rest, and they can fall away. And we're going to go forward, and what we're doing, as I see you and as I see myself, is that we are spiritual leaders. And what we're interested in is creating a new way of being when it comes to the financial exchanges with money. Because I'm going to say right now that money is neutral. So if you're asking this question, it's probably because you have some sort of limiting belief. And I'm going to use two different ways of expressing this. There's so much to say about these two different ways, but I'm going to just focus on a couple of things. I'm going to say there's the third dimensional world and the fifth dimensional world. In the third dimensional world, you're asking this question so that you can continue to fit into the third dimensional world. You're asking, how am I going to financially support myself? How can I make it as a musician in this third dimensional world? Every time you're asking this kind of questions, be careful and be mindful, because you're probably noticing right there a place where you are stuck or limited, and you're trying to fit into a box where you're way too big for it. So there's a way of being to get out of those limitations, and that's the bridge into the fifth dimensional world. And this is how I see you. And this is how I know it from my own experience, is that we are bridges. We're not going to let go of ourselves as third dimension. We're not going to say, oh my gosh, something's so wrong with that, because we are third dimensional. We have to anchor ourselves down into this space as third dimensional beings. And yet we are limitless potential. We are divinity within our third dimensional beingness. And we are more and more and more liberated to know that and to talk about that and have language around that. So this is where you get to be very careful who you listen to when you answer this question, when you're asking this question, and who is answering this question, because they can give you all of the systemic answers of this is how you get rich, this is how you can fit inside the system, these are the rewards of the system, and here's how you become a musician within the system and be able to pay for your bills. That's the third dimensional limitations where it's crumbling. So you really have to be careful to talk to and to have mentorship with people who can take you into your fullness and say to you this: you're not interested in just financially getting by with your music. You're not. You're interested in fully superseding that as an experience so that you're based on the fundamental principles of what the fifth dimensional world is that you get to live in your joy and you get to live in your gratitude always. This is your only experience. And so you are not limited in, I hope I can pay my bills. Now, your bills are still important, and yet this is not the reason why you're doing music or hoping that you can make it happen. No, that's a limitation there. It's a whole new way of being with your music. And I want you to live into that as a possibility, even just to let that be something that you're imagining, because this is what I talk to my clients about based on my own experience. So I want you to hear it again, that this is, the old system is crumbling. So chasing the dollar to try to make a dollar to pay your bills, it's an enslaving system. And what you want to do is rise above it. And it takes time, and it takes personal self-confidence, and it takes a lot of, I'd say, inner work. And this is exactly what I talk to my clients about. So I say these things because you are being careful who you're going to listen to in answering these questions. I have done money courses in the past. I've done a lot of different work with that, but some of those things don't apply anymore. So take that into consideration. Seeing money, this is one of the main tools that you can do now that I'll just give to you now, knowing that this is what I talk to my clients about extensively, is that start seeing money as a neutral thing, a neutral energy. Money is energy. And any place that you feel like you are stuck, especially answering this question, how am I going to make it as a musician financially? I don't even know how to start with that. Take a breath and begin to even allow yourself to have a new thought here of, just because the reality around you has thus far had a lot of evidence of a certain way, doesn't mean that that's reality anymore. And I'm being very careful not to, this is not a preaching, it's more like I'm empowering you to see yourself much bigger than even this question. So that's my invitation for you, is to begin to start seeing money as a neutral energy, and then beginning to see yourself as that bridge from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, and then anchoring it back to the third dimension, back and forth and back and forth, and then you're seeing yourself expand. Some of these things that I talk to my clients about it's bushwhacking into the new world. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's because it's bushwhacking. And some of you actually are nodding your head because you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you deserve support in actually anchoring those things to this earth and this reality, and your bills and your relationship with your bills on this planet right here, right now. So my invitation to you is, if you feel like you want to explore, if you are a vibrational match with the things that I teach to my clients, then I invite you to private message me. It is not for everyone, because what it asks of you, what this way of being asks of you, is to live in your joy and to claim your joy, and the joy that your music medicine offers you so fulfillingly that you are ready to release all of those fears and all of those stories, and all of those beliefs about money. And it makes you have to look at reality around you completely differently. So if you feel ready to go on that adventure and have a new relationship, I actually call it fifth dimensional money alchemy, because we really are changing and a transformational relationship with money to claim who you are as a spiritual leader and as a musician who gets to make a profound difference. If you're ready to explore that we are vibrationally matched to do this work together, you are invited to private message me. And if anyone wants to just begin the process, then start to look at your relationship with money with more neutrality, with that money is energy, and what energy am I indenting onto the money and my relationship with money. That's a place to begin. Oh my goodness, I sure do love my tribe. I think that comes through pretty clearly every single day. And let me see who's here. We have Ian, Sarah, Robin, hello, all of you. Grateful for each one of you and your contributions. Thank you so much. And I look forward to continuing our relationship, and also a big, huge welcome to all of our new members. We're going to continue to grow and continue to lean into each other and what we're creating here for ourselves and for the whole. Lots of love to you. I look forward to those who are ready to reach out to me, and we'll talk to you in the next video.